There is a smell of revisionism in the air, of an attempt to rewrite and Bowdlerize history, just as a right-wing government is to take over. We caught up with Achille Occhetto, the former communist, as State TV was asking him for his views on Liberation Day. Occhetto, who now leads the party of the Democratic Left, accepts the right-wing victory, but is concerned about what sort of right-wing it will be.
If there was a clean right, the sort that came to terms with the past, the sort that exists elsewhere, it would be okay. We're in favour of reconciliation with a right which is essentially anti-fascist.
Con una destra con la quale ci contrastiamo, ma che sia veramente antifascista.
In Rome yesterday, Gianfranco Fini of the National Alliance did mark Liberation Day. Like the political fencing master that he is, Fini went to church, attending what he called a Mass of Reconciliation, a siren word indeed, for who can say nay to forgiving and forgetting? The sleight of hand, one suspects, is in the forgetting.
It is the feast of reconciliation for us. We hope it will be more and more so, that in the future the 25th of April will be considered as the date on which the Second World War ended, on which the Italian people find motivation to be reconciled with one another and look to the future, not to continue to keep up the barriers and hates of the past.
An apologist for what is now being called post-fascism has a beguiling refrain. Beguiling, that is, if you are able to equate Hitler with Churchill.
It is a matter of looking at history not through the Manichaean ideas of good versus evil, but to look deeper into the two opposed factions, what was good and what was bad, because it is probably diffuse on both sides, and therefore I don't believe fascism equals evil and anti-fascism equals good.
What we cannot accept is the fact of denying who was right and who was wrong. And that's the key point. The attempt, the subtle attempt, is sort of trying to say that everybody was right, everybody was wrong. Well, that's not so. The revisionism is a very dangerous trend.
Liberation Day, partisan songs and all, is very much a festival of Italy's political left. The facts of history here are inescapable, however the right may wriggle. Just as the left yesterday in Milan wisely refrained from using historical triumphalism to undermine the right's election victory, so, according to one independent newspaper today, should the right beware of using its election win to try to roll back the facts of history, decided once and for all 49 years ago. As for reconciliation, you have to be present to reconcile. Umberto Bossi, whose Northern League will be in government, at least turned out in the rain and was crudely heckled for his pains. Signor Fini went to church, and Silvio Berlusconi, the Prime Minister in waiting, stayed at home. Berlusconi remains the key player, yet his policies are still a sheaf of question marks.
David Sells.